everybody, it's Carl Brown from guitarlessons365.com. Today we're going to take a look at Silent Lucidity by Queensryche. Now, in this first lesson, we're going to take a look at the intro, which is on a nylon string guitar and it's finger picked, but don't worry about that. If you just have an acoustic or even electric, just you can learn it on whatever. And then we're going to take a look at the first verse. So in this first one here, what he does is to just jump right into it. We're going to have a second finger here at the 5th fret on the D string. Okay, so that's a G note, which is going to be, you want to hold after you pick it first with your thumb, and then you have your pinky here at the 7th fret on the high E string. Then you're going to pick, so I picked that note in the high E string with my middle finger, and then my index finger is going to pick the open B string, and then the G string with my thumb. So you have those two G's ringing together, which really fills out the sound a little bit. But this first one that you pick is the finger G there, and then, okay, so after those the first, second, and third string, you repeat those same three notes. So we have, all right, then on the high E string as well, we're going to do the 5th fret, the same picking pattern of 3 notes descending across 3 strings from the 5th fret, so with my 3rd finger there, then the open B and the open G. So we have, and then you come back and hit the 5th fret one more time with the 2nd finger. Now this picking pattern is slightly different. That's why I play through it twice. When he's doing it instrumentally at the very beginning of the song before the vocals come in, he does it slightly different than when the vocals are over it. So that's why just pay real close attention to this picking pattern. They're real similar though. So we have all together. And then you go right back and start over. So you basically do that twice, so all together. See how it jumped back to this G really quick, the 5th fret G here. All right, so after the second time I'm playing it and you hit that last 5th fret on the high E string, jump down 3 frets. The whole shape that you're playing, these 2 fingers go down to the 2nd fret. All right, and then you start the picking pattern again. The only difference here is when you still pick the 4th string first with your thumb, you pick then the high E with your middle finger, and then the index finger on the B string, but instead of hitting the open G string now, you're hitting the 4th string again. So it goes with your thumb there. So we got, see how I repeated that twice? So we started with the D string by itself, and then that descending picking pattern twice. Okay, and then we pick you move your 3rd finger, your pinky to the 3rd fret on the B string. And this time you're going to do that same descending picking pattern, but it's going to be across the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings. So that 3rd fret on the 2nd, on the B string, then the open G, and then the 2nd fret on the D. And then of course you end it with that same high, the highest note in the picking pattern on that D. So we have, so all together from when we move down to the 2nd position. So I did it twice there, just like we did up top. Okay, so all together. the very last time, let me correct myself here, instead of doing the exact same thing both times, he actually introduces the new picking pattern that we're going to be doing for the second time through when the vocals come in. And that basically all it is instead of like doing this and doing that one last hit on the high string, well, instead of waiting on that and just hitting it, you add one more stroke to it, which is the open G underneath it. So altogether, it's like, okay? So you do that instead of hopping back to the fourth string. Now, you use that open string there to transition back to the beginning. So we have, so while that open G is hit, you can jump back to start over the whole thing again. All right, now we do the same picking pattern now up top. In the intro, when we were doing this, we were just jumping back. Well, this time we're gonna also add a note on the open B. So we have, so basically we're adding one more note to the very end of the picking pattern and then repeating the whole thing again. Okay, and then we come back down. Now here, what you want to watch out for, that's two picking patterns. One is basically missing a note, it sounds like. Whenever he comes back to the second fret, he always does the first picking pattern we did first, and then the second time through, the second picking pattern with that extra note on the end. So I know it's kind of confusing, but all together, now after the vocals have started, and then you would just repeat that. So there's a slight difference there. Then after playing through that section, coming back down again, we get to this part. So what's going on there? It's very simple. We have really using the same middle, index, and thumb. We have just your third finger at the third fret on the A string, the C note. And then you're going to pick the high E string open and the G string open. So you're kind of skipping strings here, but you get the handle of it and after a couple of times. So we just, alright, so it's straight down, and now you're going to put your pinky at the third fret on the B string and continue the same pattern, except that first note now is on the second string. So we have the second string, then the open G, and down to that C. So we have, so you want to consider this picking pattern too, since it has that last note added. So we have, next part, very simple. Exact same strings, exact same everything, except pick up that third finger so now the A string is open. In this section, which is kind of the quiet section of the song, and then the whole band comes in here with the drums, you're going to end it with 5th fret on the D, open G string, and then 3rd fret on the B. All 3 strings play together. Okay, and then from here we're going to go on to verse 2 and the chorus, and then another video for just the solo. All right, I'll see you then. Bye bye.